Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University as we continue our coverage of the North Dakota Class B Region 2 High School Baseball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com, and we just wrapped up game number 3 of the day not too long ago, where it was Hillsboro Central Valley handing the Thompson Tommies their first loss of the season, 10-8 in 8 innings. Was the final score there. So Hillsboro Central Valley continues on the winner's side of the bracket to play on Tuesday, tomorrow, in the first game, or excuse me, would be the second game of the day. And then for this next game coming up, we have Larimore, the Polar Bears, taking on the Hatton-Northwood Thunder here on YourLiveEvent.com. The winner will play Hillsboro Central Valley, and the winner's side of the bracket, the loser will play the Thompson Tommies on the losers side of the bracket, or the elimination side of the bracket. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Dawson Peterson, bringing you today's game coverage on YourLiveEvent.com as we welcome you inside the pregame show for our fourth and final game of the day. The pregame show being brought to you by Irie Insurance. So taking a look at the Larimore Polar Bears under head coach Ben Jacobson, 11-3 overall on the season, 9-2 in region play. Finished their regular season 2-2 in the final 4 games, including a doubleheader loss against the Thompson Tommies, games that both went 10-0 in both contests, and then a win against Mayport CG and a victory against their opponent here in the region tournament, Hatton-Northwood, 8-3. Larimore would beat Hatton-Northwood twice in the regular season, 8-3 like we said on May 9th, and then on April 24th, 9-5 was the final score. Hatton-Northwood under head coach Dennis Carpenter, 5-13 on the season, beat Nelson County earlier today in the elimination game 11-0, and they got an outstanding performance from pitcher Aiden Johnson, and we'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. Inside the pregame show, we'll recap what happened in that first game with Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County, get into a conversation with Coach Jacobson of the Larimore Polar Bears, all leading up to the starting lineups and the first pitch in our fourth and final game of the day from Mayville State University, the Region 2 Baseball Tournament on YourLiveEvent.com with Larimore and Hatton-Northwood.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
At Dakota Heritage Bank, we know your schedules can get hectic, and you don't always have time to get to the bank during regular banking hours. We make it easy for you with mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services that we offer for free. This is Michelle with Dakota Heritage Bank, inviting you to do your banking with us anytime, anywhere. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking, serving you with locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at BloomfieldTrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Welcome back to Mayville State University as we continue with the pregame show, our Irie Insurance pregame show, as we get into now our pregame coaches interviews, which are brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. Here's our pregame conversation with head coach Ben Jacobson of the Larimore Polar Bears. All right, Coach, thanks for joining me on the pregame show here this afternoon. And coming into region play, you guys are going to get matched up here with Hatton-Northwood, who won earlier today. But before we talk about the Thunder, you played them twice in the regular season. Coming into the region tournament, you playing your best baseball, you think?
We struggled with the bats a little down the stretch, but I think we had some good practices leading up into it and feel really good that things are ready to turn around and stuff. We just been really scrappy at the end of the year, and just never die attitude and just finding ways to win.
Well, what's been the main issue at the plate, I guess? Just maybe chasing, wrong approach? What's it been?
A little bit. We've been out front of a lot of balls and, falling off things and then striking out because we're way out front. But I think those are things we really worked on hard this last week.
All right, well, let's talk about Hatton-Northwood now. Like we said, you played them twice in the regular season. Wins for you guys in both games. What do you remember about those contests and how it'll affect today?
I just remember they're really pesky. They fall off a lot of pitches, put the ball in play, and make you make plays behind them. I know they're really young, but they're very pesky.
Well, you're going to have to make some plays today with how the weather is. Wind gusts as high as 20, 25 miles per hour. And how do you make sure the guys, they're ready to go right away so the weather, everything like that, doesn't catch anybody off guard?
The last week it's been a lot of windy days like this. Different winds, from different directions and stuff. So we're used to it. But just different guys have to be used to different things with the wind. And we've watched a few big games today, so hopefully we're ready and we've seen enough of it to know what we need to do.
And just another day in North Dakota, like you said, here off the air. Tell our viewers about who you've got going on the hill and expectations you have for him this game.
Avery Gratton's going to go on the hill today. Lefty, he's 4-0 in the year with like a 1 ERA. He's thrown really well. Senior that's really grown up and become a big leader for us, and we expect him to attack the zone and keep us in the game throughout.
Sounds good, Coach. I appreciate the time. Good luck today.
Thank you.
And that was the head coach of the Larimore Polar Bears, Coach Jacobson. That's Ben Jacobson of Larimore Polar Bears joining us on the pregame show with our pregame coaches interviews, brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future, with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota, DHB.com, DHB.bank for Dakota Heritage Bank. Well, we've talked about the weather forecast the last few days with all the postponements that we have had. As of right now, 55 degrees outside, feels like 42 with the wind gusts. And just a quick look at the weather app. Rain is expected for the next hour is what it says. I'm not sure what's falling right now, if any as of right now, but a quick look at the radar. There's kind of a wall of rain that is headed our direction here towards Mayville, so we'll see how long this continues on. A little drizzle falling right now, as a matter of fact. Joe Lancello giving us an update with that, who probably just ran down to use the facilities after calling a whale of a game with Hillsboro Central Valley and the Thompson Tommies. So some rain in the forecast for the next hour here from Mayville. Let's look at your starting lineups as they're brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. As we look at first the Hatton-Northwood Thunder, Weston Enger, Keegan Schroeder, and Aiden Johnson, the first three. Brody Johnson, Landon Veer, and Holden Halverson, the middle third. Alec Veer, Drew Iverson, and Will Ness, the 7, 8, 9 batters for Hatton-Northwood, as that's the starting lineup for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Brought to you by American Crystal Sugar, crystalsugar.com. American Crystal Sugar sponsoring the starting lineups here today. Avery Gratton is the starting pitcher for Larimore. The lefty fires the first pitch to Weston Enger, and he fouls it off, and it's 0-1. Gratton's on the mound for Larimore. Dylan Rethmeyer behind the plate. Bryson Falk at first. Case Knutson at third. Baron Burns at short. Jace Collison at second, patrolling up the middle. 0-1 pitch. Off-speed pitch finds the outside corner for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Daniel Howard in left, Tatum Stark in center, and Bo Solsing out in right field, as that's the defensive alignment for the Larimore Polar Bears in this one. Granton quickly ahead 0-2. Bender doesn't quite bend enough, and it misses away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Larimore swept Hatton-Northwood in the regular season. 9-5 and 8-3 were the final scores. Here's the 1-2 to Enger. Fouls it straight back. And the count stays at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Winner will continue on the winner's side of the bracket of the Region 2 tournament and take on Hillsboro Central Valley tomorrow. Tomorrow after the first game of the day. 1-2 again, and a little dribbler down the first base line that trickles off foul. Weston Enger fouling off the last 2 pitches, and we'll have to come back for the 6th pitch of the AB. Thanks for sticking with us on yourliveevent.com this morning, afternoon, and now We'll get into the early evening hours as well, approaching the 6 o'clock hour on your Monday. Here's the 1-2 from Avery Grattan to the leadoff batter, Enger. A swing and a miss as Enger chases some high cheese up top, goes down swinging. First strikeout of the game for Avery Grattan. And in steps Keegan Schroeder for Hatton-Northwood, who beat Nelson County earlier today, ousted Nelson County 11-0. Lefty on lefty action here. Grattan. Schroeder, the left-handed batter. First pitch to him. Breaking ball. Misses the inside corner. Ball 1. Windy all day long. Not the greatest of weather forecasts throughout the day and probably throughout the week. 1-0 pitch fouled off. 1-1. Feels like 42 outside. Not a ton of guys wearing short sleeves out there for any of the teams competing, but Keegan Schroeder is one of them. In the box right now, even count, 1 ball and a strike. This one nubbed over to the left side. Knutson charges, fields it, fires it across. Tough play, and it gets away from the first baseman, Falk. That's going to bounce over the fence, and that'll allow Schroeder to move up to second base, and should be an error on the play as Schroeder reaches. And up to second base. Schroeder goes on the ball that goes out of play. And here's Aiden Johnson, who pitched a nice game against Nelson County earlier today. The only pitcher for the Thunder against Nelson County, went 7 innings. 7 innings, struck out 6, walked just 1. First pitch to him. Takes inside, squirts away from Rethmeyer behind the plate, and now he slips on the grass, falling to his backside. And that allows Schroeder to advance up to third. So the first run of the game, Hatton-Northwood threatening to take an early lead in the top of the first inning. 1 down, runner on third is Keegan Schroeder. Here's the 1-0 to Johnson. Big swing and a miss. Whiffed on it, and it goes 1 ball and a strike, 1 down, top 1. Grattan struck out Enger to start the game. As here is the 1-1. And Johnson lifts this one up over the first base dugout and out of play, off into the parking lot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I tell you what, pulling into the lot earlier this morning around 9:30, you got to be a little strategic about where you're parking your vehicle out there with a number of foul balls that head out that direction. The 1-2. On the outside corner, and Johnson goes down looking. Second strikeout of the inning and the second out of the inning. And Brody Johnson digs in next for Hatton-Northwood. Would certainly love to bring in that first run of the game. Work with a lead as Schroeder stands 90 feet away. Over on third base, Johnson, the right-handed batter, little open stance. Grattan has his sign, and the southpaw delivers the first pitch for a called strike on the outer half. That first game of the day for Hatton-Northwood, every starter scored across the plate at least once, except for Weston Enger. The 0-1 pitch lifted to the left side on the infield. Baron Burns, the shortstop, calls for it, trickles around, makes the catch in his position, and that will end the inning. In the top of the first inning for Hatton-Northwood, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on base, no score. We've played just 1 half inning of play. It's 0-0. Larimore up to bat next when we return on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Rumble on the Red, presented by Ellingson Companies and Gerdau Metals Recycling, is coming to West Fargo, North Dakota. The World of Outlaws and Sanity Drink Sprint Cars come to the Red River Valley Speedway on Saturday, May 31st. Tickets are available now at slspromotions.com or by calling 815-344-2023.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Welcome back here to Mayville as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Larimore Polar Bears. In their batting order, Baron Burns, Avery Gratton, Jace Collison, the top third, followed by Case Knutson, Dylan Rethmeyer, Bo Solsing, the middle third. 7-8-9 goes Ethan Cooper, Bryson Falk, and Daniel Howard, as those are the batting order brought to you by American Crystal Sugar. Live the sweet life, great careers, quality products, grow our own, crystalsugar.com. As the first pitch to Baron Burns, misses the zone at 1-0. Getting the defensive alignment here in just a second, as the 1-0 is a called strike, 1-1. Ryder Ness is up on the bump for Hatton-Northwood. Weston Enger catching for his second consecutive game. Here comes the 1-1. And that nearly clipped Burns as he quickly scoots out of the way. Iverson patrolling first base. Halverson at third on the corners. Johnson and Johnson up the middle. Aiden and Brody. Here's the 2-1 pitch, fouled right back to the screen. Evens it up at 2-2. Out in the outfield from left to right, Alec Veer, Keegan Schroeder, and Will Ness for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Baron Burns, the batter here for Larimore, batting .326 as he drives this one into left field. Alec Veer comes in, makes the waist-high catch, and there is out number one. So Burns puts good contact on it, bat on ball, but right at Alec Veer. Avery Gratton, the batter now for Larimore, batting over .520 on the season. Is Gratton and Avery with the one home run for Larimore this season. Lefty takes the first pitch on the outside corner, rather just off the corner, and it's 1-0. And despite the wind speeds, we have seen plenty of balls head all the way to the fence as Gratton slices this one down the left field line, and it is foul. Just barely foul down the left field line, and the count will go 1-1. Saw a home run as well, I believe, in the first game of the day with Hillsborough Central Valley and Mayport CG, a game that went 10-1 by way of the Burros. Here's Ness with the 1-1. Misses on the inside, 2-1. The winner plays Hillsborough Central Valley, who beat Thompson earlier 10-8. Game that goes 8 innings. This one high and away to Gratton, and the count now 3 balls and a strike. The Polar Bear pitcher trying to help his own cause. Left-handed batter's box, a little bat wiggle. A swing and a chopper to the right side, wide of the first base bag. That goes foul. Now 2 strikes on the batter, Gratton. Gratton followed by Jace Collison and Case Knutson, if we get that far here in the bottom of the first. This one low and in the dirt, trickles backwards, and that's ball 4. So the first walk issued of the game by Ryder Ness of Hatton-Northwood, and in steps second baseman Jace Collison for the Larimore Polar Bears, who are the number 2 seed here in Region 2. Mayville State University, Scott Berry Field, always a great venue for region baseball, a unique venue with how the lines are constructed down the left field and right field lines, as the first pitch to Collison is a called strike. Lots of room right in front of the dugouts, and then sort of narrows off down the lines into the bullpen area. Ness delivers a first pitch called strike to Collison. Here's the 0-1. We'll wait on it as they check on Gratton over at first base, diving back in safely. A 1 pitch called strike. 0-2, and Ness quickly ahead of Collison after letting Grattan off the hook on a walk the previous batter. No balls and 2 strikes. Grattan takes off, swinging third base side, diving stop by Halverson. Up to his feet, the throw is high, goes to the fence, and that bounces out of play. Really nice stop by Halverson over at third base. The throw was high, hopped over the fence, and now runners will be on second and third.
Now batting number 25, Case Knutson.
Case Knutson batting now. The throw went high, like we said, by the third baseman, and first pitch to Knutson misses the zone, and it's 1-0. So 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Larimore threatening with the first 2 runs of the game. Grattan on third, Collison on second. As Ness goes out of the windup to Knutson, and he fouls that one up over the bleachers on the first base side and out of play. Knutson a .310 batting average on the season. 13 runs batted in. Here comes the 1-1. That one dips below the knees. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. With the rate of how long the day has been, I think most are hoping the rain stays away a little bit longer. 2-1. Lifted high on the infield. The pitcher, Ness, calling everybody off near the first base line. Catches, stumbles on his back, but there's 2 down. And that is pretty much about how every high fly ball has gone today. You hold your breath and pray that a big gust of wind doesn't pick up when the ball is high in the sky. But Ness does a nice job on the concentration. Not far off the first base bag. There's 2 down, and in steps Dylan Rethmeyer. This is the Polar Bear catcher. He'll be in charge of trying to drive in a pair of runs and draw first blood here in the 4th and final game of the day here from Mayville State University. Rethmeyer bats over .315 on the season. First pitch to him. Away, blocked by Enger. Has to pop up out of his crouch to track it down. Nothing hurt, gets it back in time. 15 total pitches thrown by Grattan in the first inning. This next one for Ness is his 20th. The 1-0, big swing and a miss by Rethmeyer. And evens it up at 1-1. 2 down, bottom 1. Collison on second, Grattan over on third. The 1-1 pitch. Off speed, misses inside, 2 balls and a strike. Ness has his sign from Enger behind the plate. 2-1 pitch, low and away, 3-1, and Ness in danger of losing Rethmeyer to load him up for Bo Solsing. Here's the 3-1. Big swing and a miss, waved through it. Now the count runs full. Ness trying to get out of the inning. The payoff. A swing and a drive out into left field, foul territory, and the left fielder. Oh, what a catch in the bullpen area! Alec Veer reaches over the fence, makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. What a grab by the left fielder, Veer. It looked like it was just going to fall out of play. We were going to redo it. Veer says, no way, I got it, and that ends the inning. What a grab by Veer out in left field. For the Polar Bears here in the bottom of the first inning, no runs, no hits, 1 error, 2 men left on base as Alec Veer makes a heck of a catch out in left field in foul territory. We're scoreless after 1 inning of play. Top of the second on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
The City of Hillsborough invites you to make Hillsborough your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsborough and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsborough. If you have questions related to services available in the City of Hillsborough, contact the Hillsborough City Office at 701-636-4620.
Welcome back to Mayville State University, Scott Berry Field. As we head to the top of the second inning, Landon Veer, Holden Halverson, and Alec Veer will bat here in the top of the second. Alec Veer just made a sensational grab over the bullpen fence down the left field line in the last half inning in the bottom of the first. It was a big catch because there was runners on second and third. Would have gave the Polar Bears new life. But Alec Veer snagged one over the fence. And that ended the inning and stranded two Polar Bears out on the base path. So we're scoreless after one complete inning of play. Landon Veer, the designated hitter, steps in to start the top of the second for Hatton-Northwood as rain falls a little bit heavier than a drizzle, according to Joe Lanceller, who's been running up and down on the press box, from the press box. Gratton delivers to Veer, a swing and a foul straight back, and if it wasn't for that netting, that was coming through our window. The count is 0-1 on Veer. Gratton has his sign, the lefty. This breaking ball moves right to left from the veer point of Landon Veer, but it was up high, and the count is 1-1. He left it alone. The 1-1 pitch, another breaking ball that misses outside, and it's 2-1. Veer left those last two pitches alone. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. 2-2 as the miss evens it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Veer, a quick step out of the box, steps right back in, ready for the 2-2. First batter here of the second. Gratton with a long hold. The lefty's ready. Another swing and a miss, and Veer goes down on strikes. It's the third strikeout of the game for Avery Gratton. And now here comes Holden Halverson. Halverson in the right-handed batter's box, knee-high socks. Waiting the first pitch from Avery Gratton here in the top of the second inning. A scoreless ball game so far. First pitch low and inside. Halverson has to scoot out of the way for the moment. Hatton-Northwood beating Nelson County earlier today. Game that started 12:30 or so. 11-0 was the final score. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. And Halverson ahead in a nice hitter's count, 2-0. Gratton takes his time, rubbing up the baseball as, like we said, rain continues to fall here in Mayville. Not too hard. Fans are still out. Some umbrellas have popped out now. 2-0 from Gratton is straight back, fouling out of play. 2-1, just wide of the press box. The rain certainly at this point, nothing serious enough to consider stopping play. Might stay like this for another 45 minutes to an hour. Here's the 2-1. Gratton takes something off and a good pitch, but he misses. 3 balls and a strike on Holden Halverson. Alec Veer on deck. Three-one pitch and popped up foul and out of play over the first base side. And the foul ball now runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sixth pitch of the AB upcoming to Holden Halverson, the Hatton-Northwood batter. The payoff pitch. Inside and misses for ball 4. Halverson a quick peek back at the home plate umpire. Might not have realized that was ball 4 right away, but he jogs down and takes his free 90 feet. And this is Alec Veer walking in next.
Number 5, Alec Veer.
Home plate umpire takes his helmet off and said something into the Larimore dugout. Coach Jacobson might have been wondering where that pitch missed. Grattan right around the zone in that last AB with Halverson, but Halverson doing a good job of leaving those pitches alone. Here's another one on the outer half for a called strike as Grattan quickly gets ahead in the count 0-1. No score, top 2, final game of the day. Day 1 of the Region 2 baseball tournament. 0-1 pitch well high, easy take for Alec Veer. And that evens the count up at 1-1. One pitch swung on and missed. And Veer now behind in the count 1-2. Halverson, the base runner over at first base. Reached on a walk. Has his lead, dances a little bit further, and they're going to check on him, and he dives back in over at first base. Took his lead, and he slid out a little bit further, and he sort of clapped his hands trying to throw Grattan off a little bit. Have to be careful, Grattan, the lefty. See a lot of sharp pickoff moves from the left-handed pitchers. Here's the 1-2, not this time, and Veer goes down swinging. It was the 4th strikeout of the game for Avery Grattan, and Drew Iverson now in charge of trying to move Holden Halverson up. Would be the first run of the game. Scoreboard identical for both Hatton-Northwood and Larimore. No runs, no hits, 1 error apiece so far. As Iverson digs in, not a ton of changes from the first game with Hatton-Northwood when they played earlier today against Nelson County to this game. First pitch to Iverson, missed up high, 1-0. Thought maybe we'd see a change behind the plate, but Weston Enger catching in both games. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1, and Grattan missing a lot of bats so far here in the early going. Wind gusts pick up as we hear the whistling. The 1-1 pitch, 1-2. Hear the whistling through a few cracks in the press box here at Mayville State. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Drew Iverson. Grattan has already struck out 4 through an inning and a half. Not quite through, rather. This one is fouled straight back and out of play. Grattan, the team leader in strikeouts for Larimore on the season, striking out 33 in 21 innings of work so far this year coming into today's game. Here's the 1-2 again to Iverson. Runner goes and a swing and a miss, and there's the 5th strikeout of the game. The 5th missed bat for Avery Grattan on the inning for Hatton-Northwood. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base who reached via the base on balls, but doesn't go any further than first base. Your score after 1.5, it is 0-0 between Hatton-Northwood and Larimore. Bottom of the 2nd inning on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
In agriculture, the one thing you can count on is uncertainty. What if the GPS short circuits in your tractor? Do you have equipment breakdown coverage? Nodak Insurance has been insuring farmers and ranchers for over 70 years, and we've come across about every scenario you can imagine. Hi, I'm Chris Moen, your agent with answers at Nodak Insurance Company. I know insurance, I know North Dakota, and I might even know you. Call me today for details on how we can protect your farming operation at 757-1613.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
We enter the bottom of the second inning. First pitch from Ryder Ness to the leadoff batter in the inning. Bo Solsing misses the zone at 1-0. Tim Kazette, Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard reads 0-0 between Hatton-Northwood and Larimore. 1-0 pitch. This is away, 2-0. Ness takes a little off. 2 balls, no strikes to Bo Solsing, who was batting with 2 runners on. 2-0 pitch is low, easy take 3-0. 2 runners on before ball got lifted, or excuse me, it was Dylan Rethmeyer rather who popped out into left field, and it was Alec Veer who made a nice catch over the bullpen fence. 3-0 to Solsing, takes all the way, and that one flies right through the zone for a called strike, 3-1. Might be doing the same thing here in the 3-1. Oh, big swing. Oh, and he loses his bat, and it flies over to the Hatton-Northwood dugout. And the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes. As it sort of might have racked off a shin of the assistant coach for Hatton-Northwood. Everybody was okay as the the aluminum flies through the air. All good. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bo Solsing, leading off the bottom of the second. No score so far. Ness delivers. A 3-2 fouled back and out of play. 7th pitch of the AB upcoming for Bo Solsing. 146 average hitter. Payoff pitch lifted into right field. That's sending Will Ness back. Still going back, and it's over his head. Solsing around first. He's on his way to second. Takes the turn at second base, and he glides in easily. That's a stand-up triple to lead off the bottom of the second inning for Bo Solsing and the Larimore Polar Bears. A ball that just goes over the head of Will Ness in right field. Just kept carrying and carrying over his head. Looked like Ness might have fell up against the fence out in right field as well. Larimore now in business in the bottom of the second. Looking for the first run of the game here is Ethan Cooper. First pitch to Cooper is a called strike. And it's 0-1. So Larimore getting guys in scoring position right away in the first 2 innings as the 0-1 pitch. This is low and away, 1-1. Ness has his sign, a 1-1. And he takes that one on the outer half for a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Third baseman Halverson playing in on the grass. Middle infielders playing a little in as well. The 1-2 pitch. Downstairs, 2-2. Shortstop Johnson's on the grass. The second baseman Brody Johnson about halfway. 2-2 to Cooper. There's a swing and a chopper to the left side. Halverson fields. He comes home with it. Now they got Solsing caught between third and home. Throw back to home, and now a tag on the back by number 10, Aiden Johnson. Tagged him with the ball hand, and there's out number 1. So the first out of the inning, Ethan Cooper reaches on the fielder's choice. And the batter now, Bryson Falk for Larimore. Cooper's on first after reaching on the fielder's choice. Falk is the batter. First pitch is up above and had to duck out of the way as it misses the zone, 1-0. Falk on the year bats 167. OBP 271. As he flies this one into left center field. Schroeder races in. Cap falls off. Makes the head-high grab for out number 2. And the batter now, Daniel Howard, for the Larimore Polar Bears. Number 9 man in the Polar Bears lineup. Takes a big, healthy practice swing. Pant legs all the way down to the ankle. Steps in with 2 down. Nobody across. Larimore had a guy on third base. First pitch to Howard, a called strike, 0-1. Solsing was caught in between third and home. He got tagged out. That was the second out of the inning. Cooper is on first right now. Howard the batter. 0-1 pitch leans out of the way as it buzzes his tower. Ball 1, 1-1. Howard an OBP of over 330. 1-1 pitch. Dips below the zone. 1-2. Or excuse me, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike on Daniel Howard. Flies this one, left side, foul territory. Halverson stumbles. It'll be the shortstop who nearly got taken out by the baseline, and it's Aiden Johnson making the catch, and he's sort of now hobbling back towards the dugout. Holden Halverson was stumbling. He couldn't get a play on it. Aiden Johnson does make the catch on the left field line in shallow left field, and that does end the inning on the flyout to the shortstop. In the inning for the Larimore Polar Bears, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. Your score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, 0-0, top of the third, on the way next on yourliveevent.com.
If you choose to reside at Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted, you won't be giving up anything. You'll only be gaining. Medication management, housekeeping, prepared meals. The team is by your side 24/7, but will always respect your privacy. Let them take care of the details while you live your best life at Halsted Living Center. Get more information on Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted by calling 218-456-2105 or log on to halstedlivingcenter.com. The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
We welcome you back to Scott Berry Field on the campus of Mayville State University. I'm Dawson Peterson, Joe Lancello alongside me, engineering this fourth and final game of the day between Hatton-Northwood and the Larimore Polar Bears. Will Ness, and then the top of the order, Weston Enger and Keegan Schroeder will all bat for the Thunder here in the top of the third inning. No score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Just 1 hit between the two teams as well. Home plate umpire will wipe off home plate, and we're officially at the point where the brush does you no good. You need a towel to clean off home plate. Here's Will Ness, the lefty, taking on the southpaw pitcher in Avery Gratton. First pitch to Ness on the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. The winner of this game advances and continues on to play on the winner's side of the bracket and playing Hillsborough Central Valley tomorrow. Fingers crossed. 0-1 pitch, swing and miss, 0-2, and Gratton quickly working ahead up on the mound. Thompson falling to Hillsborough Central Valley earlier today, 10-8 in 8 innings. The 0-2. Ness takes upstairs 1-2. The winner moves on for Hillsborough Central Valley. The loser gets the Thompson Tommies. That game would be the first of the day tomorrow at noon. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Ness goes down on strikes, and the 6th strikeout of the game for Avery Gratton, and there's one down in the top of the third. As we head back to the top of the order, Weston Enger, who had the same fate as Ness moments ago, struck out earlier. Grattan has the sign and opens up this AB to Enger with a breaking ball that misses below the zone, 1-0. Enger digs his feet into the right-handed batter's box. Bat held high. 1-0 pitch, fouled straight back to the screen. Evens the count up at 1-1. Tournament time on yourliveevent.com and across the R&J Broadcasting Incorporated family of stations here in the spring season. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a ball lifted just over the first bag, or rather the first base dugout into the trees behind there. I am not a botanist, so I don't know what those are. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Enger holds off, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on a pitch that was up and in. Enger steps out. Taps on the cleats to get the dust off. Here comes the 2-2. As he pokes one out down the right field line into foul territory as Falk has a look at it. And no shot at making an over-the-shoulder catch that time. Solsing, the right fielder, well off the line with how the wind has been pushing the balls around. Second baseman Collison went over and had a look at it as well, and the count stays 2 balls and 2 strikes on Weston Enger. The 6th pitch of the AB. Swing and another foul ball. Up and out of play. Over the first base dugout once again. Count stays 2-2, 1 down, top 3. No score. Goose eggs apiece. The 2-2. And Grattan delivers, and Enger lines this one over the second baseman's head, and Collison, who makes a jumping attempt at it, but that was well over his head, and that's a 1-out base hit. Into right center field for Weston Enger, and here comes Keegan Schroeder. Courtesy runner over at first base now for Hatton-Northwood, number 27. And that's Blake Adams. Weston Enger is the wall behind the plate, the catcher for Hatton-Northwood. So Blake Adams over at first in as the courtesy runner, takes a shallow lead off the first base bag. And the left-handed batter, Keegan Schrader, steps in. He's 0 for 1, reached on an error. Open stance. Grattan delivers. First pitch finds the zone for a called strike, 0-1. Adams over at first base. The 0-1 pitch ripped into right field. There's a 1-out base hit. Adams to second. He takes the turn. The throw is going to get cut off by the shortstop. Make that the shortstop, yep, and runners will be on first and second now. Adams on second and Schroeder on first. On my scorebook, I think I've got shortstop and the second baseman flipped. It's still Collison and Burns. Here's the batter, Aiden Johnson. First pitch to him, swing and a miss, 0-1. One down in the inning. First run of the game out on second is Blake Adams for Hatton-Northwood. Grattan delivers, and this one gets by the catcher, Rethmeyer. Didn't see it for a second, and both players will advance up, and the throw nearly gets away from Knutson over at third as Rethmeyer sees Adams sort of not running well on the base pass, but Rethmeyer is taking his time behind the dish trying to track that down. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Hatton-Northwood. A 1-1 count to Aiden Johnson. He squirts this one foul down the first base side. First base coach stops it with his left hand. He's got the mittens on. Probably would have thought better of it if it was a warm day out. barehanded. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Aiden Johnson. A premier opportunity for Hatton-Northwood to plate a couple of runs on the higher-seeded Larimore Polar Bears here in the top of the third. And Granton will step off and have a chat with his catcher, Dylan Rethmeyer. Broadcasting from the Dakota Heritage Bank broadcast booth, I'm Dawson Peterson. Joe Lancello beside me, engineering this fourth and final game of the day. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our future, sharing our heritage. Locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Here's the 1-2 to Aiden Johnson. And another quick time called as Granton steps off. Lefty steps back in. He's ready with the pitch. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, and down goes the batter, Aiden Johnson. Now they got to throw it down to first base, and it gets away from the first baseman, Felk. And a run's going to come in to score. So a dropped third strike. And Johnson's going to reach. And it's 1-0 Hatton-Northwood. And so now they're going to say he's out at first base. Not totally sure what happened here. So they're going to say Johnson is out at first. Keegan Schroeder will be on third. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Brody Johnson. Oh, I thought the first base was open. Brody Johnson's the batter. There should be 2 down. And the run, I believe, does score. And it is 1-0 Hatton-Northwood. So the big, as Johnson swings through that first pitch 0-1. Amazing the things that can happen when you look down to try and adjust the scorebook. And some chaos happens on the field. The count is 0-1 on Johnson. It's 1-0 Hatton-Northwood. Those are the important numbers as Johnson fouls this one off at the dish. And it's 1-1. So that means Hatton-Northwood, the number 6 seed, is up on the number 2 seed, Larimore Polar Bears. 1-0 top 3 as rain continues to fall here at Scott Berry Field. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And down on strikes that time, and it's strikeout number 6 for Avery Gratton. 1 run comes across for Hatton-Northwood in the top of the third. 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. 1 left on base as your score after 2.5 on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood 1, Larimore 0. The bottom of the third on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
There's more at 104. Hillsboro, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsboro and see why there's more at 104.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field here in Mayville. We have a 1-0 game on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood leading the Larimore Polar Bears as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Top of the order, Baron Burns, Avery Gratton, and Jace Collison, the batters for the Larimore Polar Bears. Polar Bears second baseman leads off the inning, and he watches a pitch float through the zone for a called strike, and it's 0-1. Ryder Ness on the hill for Hatton-Northwood. 0-1 pitch, fouled right back to the screen, and Ness quickly works ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Region tournament play continues tomorrow, but just looking over my shoulder at the weather app on the old cell phone, 100% chance of rain tomorrow. The 0-2 pitch is going to hit Baron Burns on the back. So he'll walk down to first base after the hit by pitch issued by Ryder Ness. And here's Avery Gratton. We'll keep you up to date at rjbroadcasting.com on our coverage of Region 2 baseball and any postponements or cancellations that happen over the next couple of days. You always hear our updates on our radio stations as well, KRJB, KRJM, KKCQ. Avery Gratton, the batter. Larimore pitchers, they check on the runner over at first. Baron Burns dives back in, gets away from the first baseman Iverson, who sort of taps his way down the first base line to get the baseball. Burns was dancing around the first base bag, trying to decide if he was going to take off to second or not. Stays put this time. Ryder Ness, 45 pitches in the game. First pitch, back over the mound. Johnson has it, the shortstop, and he might have fumbled it a little bit. He couldn't get the out at second base. He throws across to Iverson over at first. Makes the play on the 6-3 putout. And up to second is Baron Burns and Jace Collison, the batter. Johnson over at shortstop just couldn't quite get the grip on the ball to flip it out of the leather and get the force at second. Burns is safe at second base. He's the game-tying run for the Larimore Polar Bears, and here's Jace Collison. Collison 0 for 1. First pitch to him, big hack at it, wave through it, it's 0-1. Ness out of the stretch with runners on, has his sign. Breaking ball, misses the zone, and now it's 1-1 on Collison. Jace Collison, .250 hitter on the season, 6 runs batted in. He's got number 7 waiting out on second base as that one misses low and away, 2-1. This next pitch for Ryder Ness will be pitch number 50. The 2-1. Well outside, Collison leaves it alone. The count now 3-1. Ness trying not to lose him. A 3-1. Taken for a called strike. 3-2 as it runs the count full. And Collison probably taking all the way that time as it's 3-2, and now head coach for Hatton-Northwood, Coach Dennis Carpenter, is going to give his pitcher Ryder Ness a screwdriver to pick the dirt out of his cleats. And now a Larimore Polar Bear player will hand the home plate umpire a beach towel to wipe it off. And the count will be full to Jace Collison for Larimore in a 1-0 game. Hatton-Northwood leading. Game-tying run is Baron Burns, who stands on second base. And the catcher gives Ryder Ness another object to pick the clay out of his cleats. Tosses it down behind the pitcher's mound, and we're ready with the full count to Collison. Swinging a drive out into right field, tailing away. The center fielder Schroeder up back, reaches up, makes the catch, quickly fires it in. Tagging up from second to third is Burns. And a nice grab out in center field by Schroeder, and there's 2 down.
Now batting number 25, Case Knudsen.
And here's Case Knudsen. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout. The game-tying run for Larimore is now 90 feet away here in the bottom of the third, and there's 2 down. First pitch to Knudsen, breaking ball, stays too high, and it's ball 1 upstairs. 1-0. Hatton-Northwood leads 1-0, and here's the 1-0 to Knudsen. Takes that one, and it's a called strike, 1-1. One pitch, breaking ball, breaks in, and a called strike. Now 1-2. Back-to-back strikes thrown by Ryder Ness. And 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ness 1 strike away from stranding the game-tying run at third. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, and Knudsen goes down on strikes. First strikeout of the game for Ryder Ness in the inning for Larimore. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base, Hatton-Northwood, hanging on to the 1-0 lead on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Welcome back to Scott Berry Field, Mayville State University, Mayville, North Dakota. I'm Dawson Peterson, bringing you game number 4 of the day in the North Dakota Region 2 Class B Region 2 baseball tournament. The final game featuring the Larimore Polar Bears and the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. Right now it's Hatton-Northwood leading 1-0 as we're through 3 complete innings. Hatton-Northwood, the number 6 seed in the region. The Larimore Polar Bears, the number 2. Larimore avoiding that single elimination round. Nelson County and Hatton-Northwood played earlier today. Hatton-Northwood beat Nelson County 11-0. Hillsboro Central Valley. Hillsboro beat Mayport CG 10-1 earlier, and Hillsboro Central Valley then would beat Thompson 10-8 in 8 innings in our previous game. First batter of the inning, Landon Veer, followed by Holden Halverson and Alec Veer. The first pitch by Avery Grattan is a swing and a miss, 0-1. He struck out 8 in the ball game. Our drizzle in the forecast has been upgraded to a light rain here in Mayville. Here's the 0-1 to Veer, as Grattan gets another called strike, this time on the inside corner. 57 total pitches thrown by Avery Grattan, 42 for strikes. Working right around the zone. Pretty much every single pitch. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Veer goes down on strikes, and that's strikeout number 9 for Avery Grattan. Team leader in strikeouts as well as Avery Grattan for Larimore. 33 strikeouts on the season coming into this game. Next closest guy is Baron Burns, who had 28. According to our stats here as well, Grattan with an ERA of 1. In steps Holden Halverson. First pitch to him, he was walked his last time, fouls it off at the plate. Count is 0-1. Halverson followed by Alec Veer. 0-1 pitch, misses low and away, 1-1. Grattan delivers the 1-1. That's belt high, a little higher than belt high. Now 2 balls and a strike on Holden Halverson. Hatton-Northwood Thunder third baseman in this game. Now Grattan taking time to get the mud out of his spikes. Steps back on the rubber. Has his sign, the 2-1. Up high, Halverson leaves it alone, and that's 3 straight balls thrown by Avery Grattan. Grattan issuing only the 1 walk in the game, and it's been to Halverson. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Grattan up on the mound, stomping his way inside the rubber to find his footing. Ready with the payoff pitch to Halverson. Ball lifted, foul and out of play. Pitch number 7 of the AB upcoming to Holden Halverson. Count runs full, 1 down in the inning. Grattan has his sign, and that's low for ball 4. The second walk issued of the game by Avery Grattan, both of them to Holden Halverson of Hatton-Northwood, and here comes Alec Veer, the Thunder left fielder. 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning, a 1-0 ball game. Hatton-Northwood trying to build on that lead, manufacture some runs in the top of the 4th. As Grattan ready with his first pitch, and Veer a big hack at it, and there's 0-1. Veer, one of the many guys wearing the hoodie under the jersey in today's contest. 0-1 pitch, misses for ball 1. Throw back down to first, not in time. Well, might have been in time, but Falk couldn't hang on as Halverson was almost halfway between first and second. Quickly has to dive back. The throw from the catcher, Rethmeyer, was in time, but Falk couldn't hang on. So a ball and a strike on the batter, Alec Veer. He's 0 for 1, struck out his last time. Grattan has his sign from Rethmeyer, the catcher, delivers the 1-1. Squaring around is Veer, gets it down on the infield grass, forces Grattan to make a play, and he almost cavalier-like fires it over to first. And there's the second out of the inning. So the sacrifice moves Halverson up to second base. And the batter is Drew Iverson now for Hatton-Northwood. The Thunder first baseman, 8th man in the lineup. Halverson out on second. He's the game's tying run, or excuse me, would be the second run of the game, I beg your pardon, and a swing and a miss from Iverson as Hatton-Northwood tries to build on their slim 1-0 advantage through 3.5 innings of play so far. Winner takes on Hillsborough Central Valley tomorrow, tentatively. Here's the next pitch inside. Iverson has to scoot out of the way, and the count is 1-1. So both pitchers now, Grattan for Larimore and Ness for Hatton-Northwood, having a few issues out on the pitcher's mound, trying to find their footing. 1-1 on the inside corner and a called strike, 1-2. Drew Iverson his last time struck out. 1 ball and 2 strikes on him. Grattan has his sign, peeks at Halverson at second, delivers. And a slow roller over to the second baseman. Burns should be a routine play. Picks, fires, and there's out number 3. And that will end the inning on the 4-3 ground out. In the inning for Hatton-Northwood, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base, out at second base. We've played 3.5. Your score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's Hatton-Northwood 1, Larimore nothing. Bottom of the 4th on the way after this on yourliveevent.com.
Did you know that there are several different types of crop hail insurance policies? Hi, this is Bethany Rentz, crop insurance agent with IRE Insurance. We at IRE Insurance want to help you select a hail policy that will best protect your crops and bottom line from a hailstorm. Give us a call today to schedule a time to meet with an IRE Insurance agent. For our contact information, go to our website at ireins.com.
You're protected and appreciated at IRE.
IRE Insurance is an equal opportunity provider.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime, serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond. We are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank, strong communities.
Welcome back. Let's give you our in-game update brought to you by Dakota Heritage Bank. 1 run in the top of the 3rd inning for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder, and that's the difference so far. Just a single run. It's 1-0 on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. And that 1 run in the 3rd inning for Hatton-Northwood, as we take a look back at our scorecard, was Weston Enger coming in to score. Led off the inning with a single, and then was driven in by Keegan Schroeder, who would reach 3rd base in his AB, but it was Enger coming in to score to make it 1-0. And the batter is Dylan Rethmeyer to start the bottom of the 4th for the Larimore Polar Bears. First pitch to him was a called strike. Rethmeyer, Solsing, and Cooper, as the 0-1 pitch fouled off on the 3rd base side. And the count is quickly 0-2 on Dylan Rethmeyer, the Polar Bear catcher. The 0-2 pitch, bouncing ball to the right side. Johnson charges the second baseman, flips over to first, and there's an easy 4-3 ground out. There's 1 down, and Bo Solsing steps in next. He's 1 for 1, had a triple his last time. A ball that got lifted into right field over Will Ness's head. Ness out in right field. There's a big gap between the right fielder and the center fielder as the first pitch to Solsing, a big swing and a miss, 0-1. If you could just line a ball towards the section of the fence that says Mayville State University Comets Baseball Conference Champions, you might see Solsing get another triple. Here's the 0-1. Huge gap out that direction. As that pitch is low and a ball and a strike now, the count on Bo Solsing. Right fielder Ness playing 30 feet or so off the line. The 1-1, no chance at a triple this time, as Solsing will get hit by the pitch. Second hit by pitch issued by Ryder Ness. And in steps Ethan Cooper this time, 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. Bo Solsing on first. He's the game's tying run. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. Cooper, the right-handed batter, and they'll check on Solsing at first. Trickles away from Iverson, the first baseman. Walks over, picks it up, tosses it back to Ness. And Cooper awaits the first pitch of this AB. Ness comes set, delivers, and that's off the glove of Weston Enger behind the plate, or maybe that bounced. I don't think that one bounced at all. Missed for a ball, 1-0. Solsing's going to reach second on the pass ball. Weston Enger usually so good about scooting over and sliding on his knees to block the baseball, but so he just tried to backhand that one or just didn't quite squeeze the mitt. Went to the backstop, allows Solsing to move up 90. The 1-0 pitch misses away. And it's 2-0 on Ethan Cooper. Game's tying run is Bo Solsing out on second base. 2-0 pitch, a called strike on the inner half, 2-1. And a quick throw down to second to check on Solsing will drift off into center field. The throw from center field over to third, not in time. And that's an error on the catcher, Weston Enger, allowing Solsing to advance up to third. Sometimes you can get away with the snap throw down the lines to first or third base just because it is a little bit of a shorter throw, but unless it's a for sure thing out at second base that you're going to get that base runner, you're playing a dangerous game as the 2-1 pitch is high and it's 3-1. And that time the ball goes off into center field, and that allows Solsing to advance up to third. Here's the 3-1 to Cooper. Good hitters count. Takes it for a called strike, 3-2. So both pitchers working around the zone nicely. Ness seemingly has settled down. Here's the payoff pitch to Cooper with the tying run on third. And he leaves that alone for ball 4. Heads to the backstop. Solsing head first. Play at the plate, not in time, and we're tied at 1. So it's ball 4. Solsing slides in on the pass ball. Cooper stays put at first, and it's a 1-1 game on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Felt like right away that Solsing was going to score easily, a lot closer than I anticipated, but the throw still not in time, and we're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 4th. So anyway, Larimore can get it done, tying it up. And here is Bryson Falk for the Larimore Polar Bears digging in next. He flew out his last time. First pitch to him, a big, healthy cut at it, and he missed everything in its own 1. Polar Bears first baseman is on as this pitch is wild and is behind Falk that time. Enger thankfully gets a piece of his mitt on it and keeps Cooper at first base. Would have been a wild pitch, probably one of the easier wild pitch calls you'll ever make. But Enger does a nice job keeping that in front. 1-1. Another pitch, snap throw down to first, high throw. Down with it is Iverson at first. Not in time as Cooper is safe over at first. Back-to-back pitches that Ness just doesn't quite have his release point, and now we're going to have time called and a pitching change or a mound visit as head coach Dennis Carpenter for Hatton-Northwood will walk out to talk to his starting pitcher Ryder Ness as well as the rest of the infield. Mound visit brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company. 2 balls and a strike will be the count on the batter, Bryson Falk. Ryder Ness, after that last pitch, kind of shaking his right hand. And now one of the infielders is digging out the cleats of Weston Enger behind the pitcher's mound with the device that they've contracted to pick out the clay. It was a flathead screwdriver earlier. Joe Lancello suggested the tongue depressor. I'm not sure which is better. I would think screwdriver because it's a little stiffer, but I'm not sure. Now Ryder Ness is doing the same. He's down on bended knee, right knee down, picking out his spikes, and the count is 2 balls and a strike on Bryson Falk, and the game's tying runners on first base and Ethan Cooper with 1 down in the bottom of the 4th. Polar Bear players up against the fence trying to see their team tie the game. Take the lead. It's 1-1 right now as Cooper will advance up to second base on a pass ball. It's a 1-1 game. Bo Solsing scoring earlier in the inning on another pass ball that went to the backstop. Solsing was hit by a pitch earlier in the inning. Made his way to third, came home to score on a ball 4 that went to the backstop. Here's the 3-1 to Falk with the go-ahead runner on second. And this is ball 4 as it's low. And for Ryder Ness on the mound in this one, that's his third walk issued of the game. Daniel Howard bats next. Right-handed batter makes his stroll across home plate over to the right-handed batter's box. Looks at Coach Jacobson down the third base line for the signs. 2 runners on, 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th as Howard squares around. Can't get it down. He follows it straight back to the fence, 3/4 of the way up the screen. And the count is 0-1. Reaching out at that pitch that time, trying to just lay down a sacrifice. And you get to a point with the rain falling. And if this weather keeps up, the 0-1, squaring it around, puts it down, but it is foul at home plate. Now it's 0-2, and they'll take off the sacrifice with 2 strikes on. You get to a point with how the conditions are, how things are, you just say, you know what, we're going to play some small ball. Move guys up a station as we need. Bloop single here. Seeing eye base hit there, and all of a sudden you're up by a run, and you'll take it any way you can. And here's time called by Howard at the plate. Howard, the number 9 batter. Burns at the top of the order, waits on deck, followed by Avery Gratton if we get that far in the inning. 0-2 the count on Howard. Ness has his sign. And the 0-2 gets away, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Throw down to third. Again, another high throw. Halverson thankfully comes down with it. The left fielder and the shortstop are on their way to try and back it up. But, man, if that ball goes off into left field or over the third baseman's head at all, it's going to be a 3-1 game. As both base runners advance up, Cooper up to third. And Falk up to second. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Howard. Upstairs 2-2. Go-ahead run on third base, Ethan Cooper. A little insurance on second is Bryson Falk. Infield is in for Hatton-Northwood. All the infielders on the grass. The 2-2. Swing and a slicing ball to the right side. Foul. Goes into the bullpen territory down the right field line. Still only 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th and a tie 1-1 game. Here's the 2-2. Gets by the catcher, Enger again. Cooper coming home, and he's in safely, and Larimore takes the lead. Cooper will score on the wild pitch. Falk up to third. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes on the batter, Daniel Howard. So Larimore takes the lead 2-1. That's the score now on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. And Howard another opportunity to try and drive in that insurance like we said. And Bryson Falk standing on third. So Weston Enger having a little bit of harder time behind the plate now as the Hatton-Northwood catcher keeping some of these balls in front. So the count is full on Howard. Ness has his sign. Here's the payoff. And that's upstairs. Grazed his shoulder nearly. Doesn't matter anyway. That's ball 4. Howard down to first. The 4th base on balls issued by Ryder Ness. And just like that, the number 2 seed Larimore Polar Bears in control. 2-1. Bottom 4 after being down 1-0. And that'll allow Avery Gratton to, the pitcher for the Polar Bears, to pitch with a little more comfort. I mean, he's already thrown 72 pitches, 51 for strikes, but it's a whole different thing when you see that your team is up on the scoreboard 2-1. Struck out 9 in the game. And the good news for Larimore, they're not done here in the bottom of the fourth. Still 2 guys on, runners on the corners. Falk is on third, Howard on first. Burns is the batter. He's 0 for 1, flown out once and hit by a pitch. 1 down. First pitch to him, finds the outside corner for a called strike. Down to second base, Howard will swipe it. The throw goes down, it's not in time. Late reaction by Weston Enger. The base runner at third stays put on the throw. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Larimore. And a base hit could score 2, and then they'd certainly feel a lot more comfortable. Would be 4-1 at that point. Here's the 0-1. A swing and a bouncer over to the first baseman. A wicked handle by the first baseman who was going to come home with it, and Iverson. And down to second base is Burns, and it's 3-1 Larimore. Falk comes in to score. Howard up to third. Burns reaches on the fielder's choice. And on the throw, Burns goes down to second. And so runners on second and third for Avery Gratton. First pitch misses 1-0. Gratton has walked once, grounded out. The 1-0 pitch to him as he leaves it alone. High, ball 2, 2-0. Twins opening up a series against the Cleveland Guardians. First game tonight. It's tied 1-1, but officially delayed. Here's the 2-0 to Gratton. A swing and a foul ball straight back and out of play. It's 2-1. Still only 1 out in the inning. And 3 in for Larimore to take the 2-run lead. It's 3-1. Bottom 4. Winner plays Hillsboro Central Valley tomorrow. Next pitch, chopped foul right at the plate. And the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hillsboro Central Valley beating Thompson earlier this afternoon, 10-8 in 8 innings. The Burros had Thompson down 5-0 right away. The Tommies in that game, 6-0 right away. The Tommies in that game didn't seemingly help themselves out either. Here's the next pitch, and Gratton takes it low, and it's 3-2. Full count to Gratton with first base open. Jace Collison sits on deck. And still 1 down in the bottom of the fourth with 3 runs across for the Polar Bears. The payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball, chopped foul into the Polar Bear dugout. Three balls and 2 strikes on Gratton. Here's the pitch from Ness. A swing and a ground ball back up the middle. Diving attempt. It's underneath Johnson at second. 1 run is in. Burns around third. There's the second run. The throw comes to the plate. Gets by Enger. A wild throw to the backstop. Gratton on his way to third. And it's 5-1 Larimore. Call it a 2 RBI base hit for Avery Gratton. Advances up to second on the throw, and then gets to third on the throwing error. And Jace Collison is the batter in a 5-1 game. That's your score now on the Tim Gazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. 5-1, Larimore leading Hatton-Northwood here in the final game of the day on our first day of the Region 2 baseball tournament. The first pitch to the batter, Collison, chops one to the third baseman, zips one across, Halverson over to Iverson. And there's a 5-3 ground out for out number 2 in the inning. A long inning for the Larimore Polar Bears, and Case Knutson is up next. Knutson officially will be the 9th man to bat in the inning for Larimore. 5 runs have scored in the inning. It's 5-1. And looks like now we're going to have a pitching change as Coach Carpenter comes out. And that'll be the end of the game for Ryder Ness. Pitching change brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company. Looks like the ball's going to be handed off to number 22 for Hatton-Northwood, and that's Tyson Danzel for the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. He'll take his warm-up tosses in a 5-1 game. A runner over on third base as well, and he'll face Case Knutson. We'll take a 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this on yourliveevent.com.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
It's time to hit the ground with summer lawn and gardening projects, and Mayport Hardware is here to help. Stop by the greenhouse and browse the wide selection of flowers to liven up your yard. From the outdoor power tools of mowers, tillers, and trimmers to the lawn care essentials of seeds, fertilizers, and top-tier gardening tools, let Mayport Hardware transform your yard to where the grass is greener. Come visit Tim, Sue, and the staff at Trail County's Hardware Hank on Main Street in Mayville.
Welcome back. It's the bottom of the fourth inning here from Mayville, where the Larimore Polar Bears have played at 5 to take a 5-1 lead over the Hatton-Northwood Thunder in the bottom of the fourth. A pitching change. The new pitcher is Tyson Danzel for Hatton-Northwood. Avery Granton on third, the base runner, and the first pitch to the batter, Case Knutson, is a called strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the next pitch, and a balk is going to be called against Tyson Danzel. Granton will come in to score, and I think it was Danzel. He didn't come set. Didn't come set long enough, and it's 6-1 now. Larimore now in front by 5 runs, scoring 6 in the bottom of the fourth. Delivered a good pitch, just didn't come set as Knutson lines one into center field. And a 2-out base hit for Case Knutson. And that'll bring up Dylan Rethmeyer. Officially batted around here in the bottom of the fourth.
Now up to bat for the Bears, number 20, Dylan Rethmeyer.
And Rethmeyer 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. The catcher has to toss off the shin guards. He puts on his smaller shin guard, ankle guard. Off to first base. Knutson down to second, steals second base, thrown out in time. And the first pitch to Rethmeyer missed the zone on the inner half, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 to Rethmeyer. Misses the inside corner. Now it's 2-0. So Hatton-Northwood, next time they come up to the plate, 2-0 pitch. Misses now 3-0. Certainly found themselves in a deep hole the next time they come up offensively. Came into the inning up 1-0, and now they trail 6-1. It's a called strike to Rethmeyer, and it's 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Rethmeyer, swing, ground ball, left side, fielded behind the third base bag by Halverson. Close play. I'm going to say that went foul. And the count runs full on Rethmeyer, and there's 2 down in the inning, and Hatton-Northwood would love to get out of it right here, down by just the 5 runs. Try and chip their way back into it with room to spare. The 3-2 pitch and fouled back to the backstop. 7th pitch of the at-bat upcoming. Payoff pitch, and it hits Rethmeyer on the backside, and he jogs down to first for the free 90. So Rethmeyer on first, Knutson on second, Bo Solsing the batter, the 11th man to bat in the inning. He's got a triple, and he's been hit by a pitch. Let's see what kind of damage he can do with the bat. Courtesy runner over at first base for Larimore, number 15, that's Logan Kylo. Tyson Danzel coming in relief in this inning. First pitch to Solsing, misses for ball 1, and it kicks away from Enger behind the plate, finds it behind the umpire. Picks it up. Enger didn't like the ball. The umpire rubs it off and says good enough and tosses it back in his ball pouch. 1-0 the count on Solsing. Another pitch misses low, 2-0. Pitch rolled to the left side, third base, wide of third base. Now 2-1. Hatton-Northwood and Larimore in the regular season. Larimore getting the better of the Thunder, beating them twice, 9-5 and 8-3. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Danzel. Solsing takes a healthy cut at it, but he fouls it back and out of play, and the count now tied up 2-2. Reminder, though, whoever loses this game isn't done. Double elimination from this point on. Loser plays Thompson at noon tomorrow. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's going to miss for ball 3. Trickle away from the catcher, Enger. And that advances everybody up 90. Count now 3 balls and 2 strikes on the batter, Bo Solsing. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss, and Solsing goes down on strikes, reaching and swinging through ball 4. And there's the first strikeout of the game for Tyson Danzel. A big inning, though, for the Larimore Polar Bears. 6 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, 2 men left on base. New score, we've played 4 complete. It's Larimore 6, Hatton-Northwood 1 on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard on yourliveevent.com.
Outlaws Late Models return to the Norman County Raceway, Ada, Minnesota, June 28th. Ada Building Center LLC Start to Finish Showdown, presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Enjoy the experience. Nationwide top 10 experience last year. Let's make it number 1 this year. World of Outlaws Late Models, Ada Building Center LLC Start to Finish Showdown, presented by R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. Tickets now available, ncraceway.com.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Visit with Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union Insurance agent in Hillsboro.
Well, welcome back to Scott Berry Field, Mayville, North Dakota, Mayville State University, the site of the Class B Region 2 baseball tournament, in a 6-1 game as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Hatton-Northwood has 9, 1 and 2. Will Ness, Weston Enger, and Keegan Schroeder due up for the Thunder. Ness 0 for 1 with a strikeout. As the first pitch from Grattan is up high and in, forces Ness to duck out of the way, 1-0. Grattan, 51 strikes, 73 total pitches. Working now with a 5-run lead. 1-0 pitch to Ness. Up high, 2-0. We've had some rainfall. It's pretty much lightened up by now. And the flag in straightaway center field is still not moving. There's a 2-0 pitch to Ness, swing and a miss, 2-1. Certainly get a gust every now and again. Looks like the umbrellas have gone away. A few still up in the air. 2-1 to Ness. That's eye high, 3-1. Ness ahead in the count. Hitters count. 3 balls and a strike. Watches that one right down Broadway for a called strike. And a full count. Granton looking for punch out number 10. The payoff. Outside ball 4. A leadoff walk has Will Ness over on first. Weston Enger now, the top of the order for Hatton-Northwood. It's a good start for Hatton-Northwood to try and chip their way now at a 5-run deficit, down 6-1. In the top of the 5th. Pitch popped up on the infield. It'll be the second baseman, Burns, and he makes the catch. And there's one down.
Now batting for the Thunder, number 13, Keegan Schroeder.
Now Keegan Schroeder digs in next for Hatton-Northwood. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit. Nice breaking ball, and it's going to be grounded over to first base. Falk to second for 1, and they'll get the fielder's choice. Schroeder reaches, but they get the lead runner, and there's out number 2.
Now up to bat for the Thunder, number 10, Aiden Johnson.
Here's Aiden Johnson, the batter now for Hatton-Northwood with 2 down. Top 5, 6-1. Tim Gazette, Seed Sales, Golden Harvest scoreboard. First pitch to Aiden Johnson. Ball that misses inside, 1-0. Officially the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour this evening. Check on Schroeder over at first base. Dives in safely, no problem. The winner takes on Hillsborough Central Valley tomorrow in the winner's side of the bracket. The loser takes on the Thompson Tommies. Game that would be played at noon. Tentatively, like we've said. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Johnson. A swing and a rocket at the shortstop. Collison makes the catch, and the line out will end the inning. In the inning for Hatton-Northwood, no runs on no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. Your score after 4.5. It's Larimore 6, Hatton-Northwood 1 on yourliveevent.com.
It's safe to say we have it pretty good in the Drayton, North Dakota area. Growing sugar beets, making sugar, bringing a little sweetness to the world. Every day, American Crystal Sugar produces sweet products people love in a place we love to call home. It's a thing we like to call the sweet life, and we're proud to share it with you. American Crystal Sugar's Drayton facility has recently started offering a $4 per hour shift differential for rotating shifts. Go to AmericanCrystalCareers.com for more information.
Looking for furniture that's more than just ordinary? At the Lighting Gallery, we hand select every piece of furniture that reflects unique style and will stand the test of time. Handcrafted with unparalleled quality, every table, chair, sofa, and accent chair is built to last. Whether you're designing your dream home or upgrading your current space, our experienced team at the Lighting Gallery is here to bring your vision to life. Visit us at the Lighting Gallery, 3622 South Washington Street in Grand Forks. Online at shopthelightinggallery.com.
Here's a message from Tim Cassette, Golden Harvest Seed Sales in the Hillsboro area. When it comes to your operations needs, they want to hear from you, which is why they're committed to listening first. From farmer-focused R&D teams to their Gold Series soybeans and game-changing corn products to the insights shared through the Illuminate digital platform, everything offered is an answer to what they learned from you. For Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed, visit with Tim Cassette Seed Sales Hillsboro, 701-430-0877.
Bottom of the fifth inning, where the Larimore Polar Bears will bat Ethan Cooper, Bryson Falk, and Daniel Howard. That's the bottom third of the Polar Bear order. It's the first pitch to Cooper from Danzel is a called strike. Tyson Danzel in his first full inning of work. Next pitch misses inside, 1-1. Danzel, the 1-1 pitch, and a line drive into left field. That falls in for a base hit. Cut off by Alec Veer, and there's a leadoff base hit for Ethan Cooper of Larimore and Bryson Falk. The batter now for Larimore. He's 0 for 1, fly out and a walk. Over at first base, Ethan Cooper after that leadoff base hit, 6-1. That's the score. Tim Cassette, Seed Sales, Golden Harvest scoreboard. Danzel delivers the first pitch and a big hack at it by Falk. Comes away empty, 0-1. Steps out of the box, stands straight up, now steps back in, right foot and then left. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Danzel whips one over to first base. Cooper dives in safely head first. And Danzel back up on the rubber. Looks like working off the first base side. 0-1 pitch. Here's a looper over to the second baseman and caught by Brody Johnson. And Brody and Aiden Johnson giving us a scare up here a little bit as he comes over and makes the catch. Aiden Johnson went running over there. Thought maybe they're going to collide for a second, but we'll pop out to the second baseman. And there's out number 1. And now Daniel Howard, the batter. Howard 0 for 1 in the game. First pitch to him. Danzel working inside, misses the corner, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, Howard takes, and that misses the zone, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. Over to the right side. Oh, and the second baseman, Johnson had a little trouble with it. Still gets the force at second. Johnson right away. Moving to his right, the ball going the opposite direction. Still had enough time to track it down. Gets the force at second base. And Howard reaching on the fielder's choice. And there's 2 down. And here's Baron Burns, hit by a pitch. As we're in the bottom of the fifth inning, Larimore 6, Hatton-Northwood 1. First pitch, a called strike, throw down to second, not in time. Short hops the second baseman, Brody Johnson. Howard swiping second base, still laying there on his stomach, walks himself back up. Shakes a little dirt, maybe now hardened clay out of the belt. And the count 0-1 on Baron Burns. Next pitch to him, swing and a miss, 0-2. So Danzel gets the swing and a miss that time. Hikes back up the mound. Quick peek, has the sign, comes set, the 0-2 behind Burns. Doesn't hit him. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danzel in the last inning when he came in for relief got called for a balk. That's how Larimore scored their 6th run of the game. Danzel comes set this time, 1-2. This one popped up on the infield again, and it's Brody Johnson giving way to Aiden Johnson, the shortstop, making the catch And that is how the inning comes to the end. 0 runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. Your score after 5 complete. It's Larimore 6, Hatton-Northwood 1 on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard as we go to the bottom of the 6th after this on yourliveevent.com.
This is Dustin Nagel with Dakota Heritage Bank. We're a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we can assist you with all your banking needs, including checking and savings accounts, credit and debit cards, loans of all types, and more. We offer free mobile banking, online banking, and bill pay services. Just go to dhb.bank or download the mobile app for convenient on-the-go banking with Dakota Heritage Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The City of Hillsboro invites you to make Hillsboro your home. If you're looking for a new home or a job, check out the opportunities in Hillsboro and see what the community can offer you and your family. Enjoy a quality family life with community, education, church, entertainment, and more. For all neighbors and those driving through the region, we welcome you to come and shop with the businesses in Hillsboro. If you have questions related to services available in the City of Hillsboro, contact the Hillsboro City office at 701-636-4620.
Welcome to the top of the 6th inning. It's 6-1 Larimore leading the Hatton-Northwood Thunder, and the Thunder sending Brody Johnson, Landon Veer, and Holden Halverson to the dish, trying to chip their way back into it. Time running out, though, for the Thunder. They'll have the top of the 6th and the top of the 7th, barring Larimore scoring 5 in the bottom of the 6th and enacting the 10-run rule at all. Currently a 5-run advantage for the Larimore Polar Bears as the first pitch to Brody Johnson is up and away for ball 1. Avery Gratton still on the bump for Larimore. Has struck out 9, walked just the 2, allowing just the 1 run as well. That came back in the 3rd inning. And Larimore scores 6 in the bottom of the 4th to take this 6-1 lead as this one is cued over to the right side. Backhanded by Falk. A race to the bag, and it's Falk winning the foot race. 1 unassisted that time, or 3 unassisted that time. And here's Landon Veer. Falk quick on his feet over there. Still a baseball player. Maybe doubles in track and field as well. Won the foot race that time. 1 down, top 6. Here's Landon Veer. First pitch to him, head high, ball 1. Hatton-Northwood played a really good game against Nelson County earlier today, winning 11-0. Hatton-Northwood and Nelson County in the regular season, they split their season series, and both games, the 1-0 pitch is fouled off 1-1. Both games were just one-run contests, but that trend did not continue. That was game number 2 of the day. 11-0 Hatton-Northwood. Here's the 1-1 from Gratton. A little off speed, misses high and away, 2-1. 2-1 to the designated hitter Veer. Well high, 3-1. Gratton now approaching 90 pitches officially, up at 88 on the game. See where Coach Jacobson would elect to go to try and close it out in a 6-1 game, and the 3-1 is high for ball 4. And that's the 3rd walk issued of the contest for Avery Gratton. And Coach Jacobson stays put in the first base dugout, thinking about that pitch count. And Holden Halverson digs in next. Halverson has walked twice. 2 of the 3 walks issued by Avery Gratton in the game now this evening. 19 minutes till the top of the hour. First pitch on the inside corner, strike 1 as Gratton pounds him inside, 0-1. See if Larimore can pick up a double play here with 1 down. 0-1 on Halverson. Just misses the outside corner to the right-handed hitter. Still 1-1. Steps out, 1 foot in, back in. Ready with the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Waved at it. 1-2 now the count on Halverson. One down, top 6. Here's the 1-2. Halverson, bouncer to the right side. Weakly to Falk at first. He's going to win another foot race, and he does. A little closer that time. But he got her done. There's the second out. Veer advances up to second. That's Landon Veer, and now Alec Veer, the left fielder for Hatton-Northwood, digs in next. Holden Halverson jogs back. Landon Veer 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. Gratton, the lefty, up over now 90 pitches on the game. Low and inside. Veer scoots out of the way. 1-0. Gratton has his sign. Ready with the 1-0. Delivers and fouled off right at the plate. Now the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Granton quickly steps off. He's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Granton looking for his 10th strikeout of the game. Here's the 1-2. Popped up on the infield right side. The first baseman, Falk, calling for it. Didn't make it look easy, but he makes the catch. And there is out number 3 on the pop out to the first baseman. In the inning for Hatton-Northwood, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. It's still 6-1 after 5.5 on the Tim Cazzette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. It's the bottom of the 6th on the way next on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts congratulate the seniors on your success and wish you well in your future endeavors. They encourage you to step into your future, secure in the knowledge that this world needs you and the unique, inspiring gifts that only you can give. Best wishes go with you graduates as you prepare for the greater challenges ahead in a world of new possibilities. Congratulations, graduates, from the administration and staff of the Hillsborough and Central Valley School Districts. To all students, parents, and families of the Hillsborough and Central Valley Schools, thank you for a great year.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Bottom of the 6th inning for the Larimore Polar Bears. 2-3-4 guys due up with Avery Gratton, Jace Collison, and Case Knutson to bat here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, I beg your pardon, as Gratton thought he had a free pass. Hit by pitch, but he was not. It's low and inside, 1-0. Gratton on the mound, struck out 9, walked 3. Trying to go a complete game after this half inning. 1-0 pitch, called strike, 1-1. Tyson Danzel ready with the 1-1 pitch, and right around the zone working here in his second full inning of work, but that one misses 2-1. Next pitch to Gratton, outside. Now a 3-1 count on the leadoff batter, Avery Gratton, in the inning. Here's the 3-1, and Gratton takes, and that's ball 4.
Now up to bat for the Bears, number 1, Jace Collison.
First walk issued of the game by Tyson Danzel as a hit by a pitch. And now Jace Collison. Collison's 0 for 3. First pitch to Collison, finds the outside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Grattan taking off from first to second. Throw down, not in time, and a stolen base for Avery Grattan. A pitch missed. It was ball one, so 1-1. For Larimore in the game, their fourth stolen base. 1-1 pitch, a line drive, right center field, slicing away from Schroeder. That'll drop in. And a base hit. Now runners on the corners as Grattan gets held up at third, and there's runners on the corners.
Now up to bat, number 25, Case Knudsen.
Runners on the corners, and in steps Case Knudsen, who's 1 for 3. Catcher Westidinger stepping out, giving signals to the infield. Batter Case Knudsen. First pitch to him, low and away for ball one. Danzel checks on the runner over at first, and Collison dives back in safely. It's a 6-1 game. Larimore leading Hatton-Northwood. Hatton-Northwood scores that first run in the third, playing some pretty good baseball, and then Larimore played 6. It was the 1-0 pitch, misses 2-0. And the runner down to second base, Jace Collison, without a throw. And now 2 runners in scoring position. Collison on second. Grattan on third. Base hit would score 2. Next pitch to Knudsen, called strike 2-1. Here's the 2-1 to Knudsen. Takes upstairs, 3-1. We're ways off it, but 5 runs in the inning would enact that 5-run rule. As here's a ball lofted into right field. Will Ness comes in and can't make the catch, as looks like it was in and out of his glove. Diving effort by Ness. But it is 7-1 now. Call that a base hit.
Batting for the Bears, number 20, Dylan Rethmeyer.
And now runners on the corners. So now it's 7-1. Here's Dylan Rethmeyer with runners on the corners. First pitch to him. Outside, gets away. Runner from third. Collison is in as Danzel was late to cover. Now over to third base is Knudsen on some heads-up base running. A wild pitch allowing both runners to move up. The throw went to Danzel trying to cover home, and then Knudsen rounded second and took third, so it's 1-0, and now we have another mound visit. Brought to you by Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance Company, your agent with answers in Grand Forks and Nelson County. It's Chris Moen, Nodak Insurance. 8-1 the score. Larimore leading Hatton-Northwood in our fourth and final game of the day. I think Coach Carpenter just trying to see a lot of head nodding out there and wanting to just fire up his guys to finish a clean game. Down 8-1 right now. That's the score on the Tim Kazette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Dylan Rethmeyer, the batter, ahead in the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Case Knudsen's on third. A base hit would score the 9th run of the game. Bo Solsing on deck. Rethmeyer's 0 for 2. 1-0 pitch to him. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Waved at it. Steps out for a moment. Steps right back in. Adjusts the batter's helmet. And awaits the 1-1. Open right-handed stance. The 1-1 is outside. 2-1. Lots of spring tournament coverage across the R&J Broadcasting Incorporated family of stations. Here's the 2-1. That ball is high and over his head, 3-1. Also on yourliveevent.com. Any number of days during the tournament season, our broadcast schedule could be full of 7-8 games. Here's the 3-1. It's not close, ball 4. Rethmeyer down to first, Knutson on third, and Bo Solsing the batter now. Courtesy runner now at first base for Dylan Rethmeyer. And that's number 15 in Logan Kylo. So Kylo on first, Knutson on third. An 8-1 game. Bo Solsing the batter now for the Larimore Polar Bears. Danzel delivers the first pitch to Solsing, takes a big hat, rolls over on it on the third baseman to Halverson. The throw not in time, and it took Iverson off the bag. And that allows another run to score, or doesn't allow a run to score. They concede the run, but it allows Solsing to be safe. That'll be an error on the third baseman. (9-1) the game, the score now. Ethan Cooper takes the first pitch that misses the zone. So Bo Solsing on first base as the 1-0 pitch is inside 2-0. Solsing on first base is the game's ending run. Bottom of the 6th. 3 runs across. Here's the pitch to Cooper, and just off the inside corner, 3-0. Danzel quickly behind in the count, 3 balls, no strikes. See if Cooper takes here on 3-0 or has the green light. He's taking, and it's ball 4. So now that juices the bases now for Bryson Falk, first baseman for Larimore.
Now batting number 22, Bryson Falk.
Falk, right-handed batter. He's 0 for 2. Pair of flyouts, walked once. Base hit would potentially end the game if Coach Jacobson sends Solsing at second. First pitch to Falk, fouls it back to the screen. And it's 0-1. Assuming it does end in a victory in Larimore's favor, they would play tomorrow. And now we have a hit by a pitch or a balk. No, they call a balk. There's either going to be a balk or a hit by a pitch. Falk got hit. The balk would be a run regardless. But because it was a balk, no pitch. So now it's 10-1. Assuming it's Larimore that comes out victorious, they'll play Hillsborough Central Valley tomorrow in the second game of the day. Hatton-Northwood gets matched up with Thompson in game number 1 at noon. The 0-1 pitch into left field and a base hit, and that'll do it. Throw comes in, and not in time, but it'll be 11-1, and that's the final score on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard. Bryson Falk drives in the game-ending run to put the 10-run rule into effect. The final score, once again, on the Tim Cassette Seed Sales Golden Harvest scoreboard, it's Larimore 11, Hatton-Northwood 1. Your post-game report from Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway on the way next on yourliveevent.com.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you need on your next road trip. Food, fuel, fun, and family-friendly activities. Stop by and fill up your tank or grab a bite to eat. Have a blast at Goose River Golf Club, the swimming pool, or one of our beautiful parks. There's even ice skating and cross-country skiing. Take in the sights or stay the night so you don't miss a thing. Experience Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Successful teams need a place to practice when the weather doesn't cooperate or the teams just need an extra swing. The Mayport Youth Center provides that option for the Mayport CG School District, summer baseball and softball teams. The Mayport Youth Center is an indoor facility that includes batting cages and field turf. In the winter, the facility is home to the Mayport Ice Dog hockey team. Good luck to the Mayport CG Patriots from the Mayport Youth Center.
This is Austin Reed with Dakota Heritage Bank. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we have a strong background in ag and business lending, but we can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. If you're in need of a loan, visit us at one of our locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future.
There's more at 104. Hillsborough, North Dakota has everything you want in a hometown. Business opportunities, great jobs, and a top-notch school. Shovel-ready lots for your next idea. Great jobs in manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture. An excellent education for your kids with small class sizes and lots of school spirit. Plus easy access to I-29 and the conveniences of North Dakota's largest cities. Build your future in Hillsborough and see why there's more at 104.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
Welcome into the post-game report brought to you by Norman County Raceway and Red River Valley Speedway. Norman County Raceway, check the World of Outlaws late models on June 28th in Ada. Tickets now available at normancounty.raceway.com. Final score, 11-1, Larimore over Hatton-Northwood, 10 running the Thunder in 6 innings of play. Let's get to your player of the game brought to you by Enbridge. I'm going to give the player of the game to Avery Gratton in this one for his work on the mound. Take a look at those numbers first. Avery goes 6 innings. He threw 97 total pitches. 64 of those were for strikes. Allowed just the 1 run. Struck out 9. 2 hits and 4 walks. Then at the plate for Avery Gratton, he would go 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored. 2 RBIs. He was walked twice in the game as well. Avery Gratton is the player of the game. Brought to you by Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Enbridge.com. Check them out there for career opportunities at Enbridge. Avery Gratton, the Enbridge Energy player of the game. Post-game connection presented by Halstead Telephone Company. I will give the post-game connection to Case Knutson for his work done at the plate. He would go 2 for 4 with a run scored. 2 base hits, the only player in the game that had multiple hits. Case Knutson would go 2 for 4. The 2 base hits, like we said, a run scored, an RBI. Case Knutson, the Halstead Telephone Company. That's the connection of the game. Halstead Telephone Company. Discover local reliability you can trust. Halstead Telephone. It's how to connect. HalsteadTel.com. Precision Player of the Game from Agassiz Precision Egg in Hillsborough. Already mentioned his name one time, but Avery Gratton, I'm going to give him the precision player of the game as well. When you have the pitch count at where it's at, 97 pitches, 64 strikes, and only 33 balls, that's certainly precise. You check that box and precise, and that's what Avery Gratton was. 97 pitches, 64 for strikes. Allowed just the 1 run. ERA of 2. Struck out 9 in the game as well, allowed just 2 hits, 4 walks. Avery Gratton, the precision player of the game. The Agassiz Precision Ag Precision Player of the Game. Your local precision planting dealer is Agassiz Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. 11-1, again, the final score. We'll take a quick break, come back with some final stats, and send you on your way. And a quick look at the bracket of what's next for tomorrow as Larimore beats Hatton-Northwood 11-1 on yourliveevent.com.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Leitziger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Back here at Scott Berry Field in Mayville State University, Mayville, North Dakota. 11-1, Larimore over Hatton-Northwood. As we give you some final stats in this one, looking at some batting totals first. For Larimore, Barron Burns would go 0 for 3 with a run scored. Avery Gratton was 1 for 2 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs and 2 walks. Jace Collison went 1 for 4 with a run scored. Case Knutson was 2 for 4 with a run scored and an RBI. Dylan Rethmeyer was 0 for 2 and walked once. Bo Solsing went 1 for 3 with a triple and an RBI and a run scored. Ethan Cooper was 1 for 2 with a run scored and walked twice. Bryson Falk was 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. And Daniel Howard was 0 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. For Hatton-Northwood, Weston Enger would go 1 for 3. Keegan Schroeder was 1 for 3. Aiden Johnson and Brody Johnson were both 0 for 3. Landon Veer was 0 for 2 and walked once. Holden Halverson was 0 for 1 and walked twice. Alec Veer went 0 for 3. Drew Iverson was 0 for 2, and Will Ness was 0 for 1 in this game. Final pitching totals, first for Avery Gratton and Larimore. He would go 6 innings, 97 pitches, 64 for strikes, struck out 9, allowed just the 2 hits and walked only 4. And for Hatton-Northwood, Ryder Ness would go 3 2/3, 90 total pitches, 49 for strikes, allowed 6 runs, all of them earned, and struck out 1 and walked 4 while allowing 2 hits. Also, the totals on Tyson Danzel would go 1 1/3, 50 total pitches, 24 for strikes, allowed 4 runs, all of them earned, struck out 1, walked 3, and allowed 4 hits in this one. Those are your final stats as we take a look at what's next for tomorrow, tentatively, because if the rain stays away, that's great. If not, there's going to be some changes. But tomorrow at noon, it is the Thompson Tommies taking on the Hatton-Northwood Thunder. That game is at noon. Game number 2 of the day features the Larimore Polar Bears and the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros, and then game number 3 to follow after that second game between HCV and Larimore. And we'll have coverage of all the games tomorrow right back here from Mayville on yourliveevent.com. Go to rjbroadcasting.com for the full recaps from today's game and the rest of the games throughout the spring tournament season. Thank you to our sponsors that you saw throughout the broadcast here on yourliveevent.com. We do a lot of games throughout the spring and throughout the year, and they're not possible without the help of our sponsors. So I say thank you to those sponsors. You should too. Patronize them whenever you get the chance. Also, thank you to you, the viewer, for tuning in on yourliveevent.com. Thanks for sticking with us throughout all 4 games throughout the course of the day today. Thank you for taking us along with you and making us a part of your Monday morning and into the early evening. And we sincerely hope you enjoyed all 4 of today's game broadcast. Speaking now for Joe Lancello, I'm Dawson Peterson reporting from Scott Berry Field here in Mayville on the campus of Mayville State University, signing off and saying so long right here on YourLiveEvent.com.